Right, buddy, in this video we'll be talking about Ruben Amorim's press conference ahead of the game against Arsenal. He talked about Mazraoui, he talked about Leny, Yoro returning, and also what Arsenal are likely to oppose in this game. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And let's get straight into it. I'm very, very excited, man. Leny Yoro will be returning and will be back in the squad for this game against Arsenal. Now, Amorim has managed his workload effectively, not rushing him back too quick when most Manchester United fans may have expected. He's probably not likely going to start. But the issue is, this is fantastic. Like, this is absolutely brilliant. I think having him back in the squad is fantastic. He's a player with a lot of potential. And this is what Ruben Amorim had to say about him. He said, we have one more training session to see it. Maybe Leny Yoro is going to be in the squad. I felt he's in a good moment now. His fitness is better, so I think he's going to be in the squad. The rest I have to see, because some players retire, so we have to assess tomorrow in training. He said he thinks he's a special talent, but we have to be careful in this moment. We don't have too many training sessions together. He's training alone, but with a small group of players. He's really fast, but a modern defender that is good when you want to press high. You have a lot of strikers, especially in this league, 1-against-1. I think he can manage that. He's very good with the ball, so I'm really excited, but we have to be careful. We have to manage the load and in the minutes in the beginning, but I'm really excited to see Leny Yoro playing. I think Yoro is absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see him in a Manchester United shirt. I don't think it will be against Arsenal. He could get some minutes, maybe off the bench, but I think what he will add to this Manchester United team in that defence, in that back three, will be absolutely fantastic. I'm excited to see his threat. I'm excited to see his quality, because he really is a special talent. At 18 years of age, or 19 now, I think he is. He's done absolutely bits in League R, and hopefully he can prove that at Manchester United. I think his qualities, the assets in that back three, the pace to cover the channels, will be absolutely fantastic. He talked about Arsenal. He said, in Arsenal, your opinion, is this the biggest challenge you faced going to the Emirates? He said, yeah, it's the best team. It's the best team we faced by far, but the test is every game. If you see the last game, yesterday was really tough. It was a 4-0, but you're trying to see the game like I see it. Every game now is a test, but with so many minutes to train, trying to manage the number of the minutes of so many players, you cannot try to imagine one game. You have to know that some players might only be out of the pitch in 60 minutes, 70 minutes, so it's really hard at this moment. Everything is a test, but Arsenal are, I know it's not easy for Manchester United head coach to say, but in a different point of their team, they are in a different moment. That's absolutely correct. Amorim speaks a lot of sense. He talked about yesterday how the game, listen, we won it 4-0, but it still wasn't everything you wanted to see from a Ruben Amorim game. It was decent, like we played good bits of football here and there. We scored 4 goals, but it wasn't the way. There was some few teething issues. Now, Arsenal is probably his toughest test. They're in a really good bit of form. They've only lost 2 games this season. They've got draws. They've only lost, the only top 6 team they've lost to. Sorry, they haven't lost to a top 6 team. They've won and drawn, I think, 4 or 3. Like, they're on form. They scored 5 goals in their last game. They've got some really, really big threats. And this is going to be tough. Listen, we shouldn't have the highest of expectation, because we've only played 3 games under Amorim, and probably not even had like 10 training sessions or something like that. So listen, it's exciting, but still the expectations, like, I'm not expecting much, to be honest with you. If we win, it's fantastic. He said, Ruben, you're obviously learning about your team with every game, testing yourself against a channel like Arsenal, especially away. What will you want to see from your players this week? He said it's important to be brave, and that's something he did mention in the press conference. When I say brave, it's not about pressing all the time higher. It's not the same. You have to understand that the moments of the game, we need the ball to have the ball. That is the key point. You want to have the ball, we also want to dominate the moments of the game, because we know in these matches it's hard to control all the game. If I say something, we have to be brave. We have to control the game. Listen, this game against Arsenal is going to be tough. They probably dominate most of possession. But in these big 6 games, it's important for Amorim and also Manchester United to keep the way that they play, keep the system, keep the ambition, keep the fight. And that's ultimately something I think Amorim will thrive to do throughout the season. Listen, he's not going to change his... Like, you obviously will see a bit more tactical tweaks, but he's not going to change his core principles. He's still going to have a lot of the ball and still want to cause an impact for and against this Arsenal team, which is absolutely brilliant, because in the previous managers, we've seen a massive change in approach when we do play a big game. For example, City, we might play... Obviously, you have to change it, but it's the same principles, and you're going to want to go toe-to-toe with an Arsenal team, which is absolutely fantastic. We have to be brave. You have to show what we're about, because we do have threats ourselves. Now, the next thing about Bruno Fernandes, he's fit to play. I see him already this morning, and he's fit to play. He's a guy that doesn't need a lot of rest. You know him. He's prepared to play. So listen, there was a few murmurs about Bruno Fernandes being injured. He's absolutely fine. and will be on the pitch. Hi Ruben, you mentioned yesterday about starting to know the phrase, some of the songs, and he talked about his chant. So he doesn't like his chant. He said he wants the people to appreciate the players, which is fair. But listen, Amarim's a manager who has a lot to prove. Now the last thing he talked about, Nusayr Mazraoui. He said one player that impressed in the Rude and under you is Nusayr Mazraoui. What have you made of him, and how do we see him in training and in the games as well? He said I don't see him in training, but he's a top player because he understands the games. He knows how to attack. He's very technical. He's very defensively good, and he's good 1v1. He's a modern player. I think he's the future of our team. When you think about him, you think you need players like Nustak and Quality Tempo. They're really, really good and comfortable with the ball. They understand the game. So Nus, I'm really happy with him. He talked about how also Mazraoui can be the future of the team. I think Mazraoui is everything you want in a Manchester United player. He works hard. And he's class. I'm adding every single game. He's played for Ruben Amorim. He's very, very good on the ball. He's quick. He's hard-working. And I think that's something that not many Manchester United players have had. And I think Amorim has really instilled that in him. And Mazraoui has been absolutely brilliant in that as well. So, yeah, really, really do like him. I think he will be a fantastic player for Manchester United. As I said, he has all the traits, all the assets to be a quality Manchester United player. And again, that's what we were saying on the weekend. Like, if we had 10, 11 Mazraouis in the team, we'd be a brilliant team. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, please.